Somebody turned it off. You're right.
got slack, Grayson? We good? All right.
Let's try and get these under like.
Let me know when we're live. We won't be able to have funny conversations. Test. We ready to go? All right, baseball fans, welcome to the opening round of the 4A1 District Baseball Tournament live here at Gravette High School. Today's first game will pit the host Gravette Lions, the 7 seed, against the Prairie Grove Tigers, the 2 seed. On the mound today for the Tigers will be senior Reed Orr. On the season, Orr sporting a 1.19 ERA in 11 appearances and 53 innings pitched. He has an 8-0 record. So the Tigers putting their ace on the mound in this first round game to face William Owens for the Lions. The first pitch catches the inside corner for strike 1. Orr has 41 strikeouts this season to go with only 17 walks, so he throws the ball around the zone quite a bit. That ball comes into the batter's box with Owens for ball 1. 1-1 count here. The first batter of the game for the Lions. Owens takes a hack and it goes straight down. Looks like it might have caught maybe the toe of his cleat. Either way, it's a foul ball. Count is 1-2. It's a nice day here in Gravette. A little bit cool, but the sun is shining and the dirt is dry, which, as you know, is a change from the last few days. Orr delivers the pitch, and Owens is able to hang on, catching a piece of the ball to foul it toward the backstop. Still a 1-2 count. On the season, Owens is batting 194. It's imperative he gets on base here as a leadoff man. And again, he hangs on, fouling the ball back behind toward the backstop. So a good at bat here for Owens to start the game for the Lions. Outfield playing him straight away. Reed Orr delivers the pitch. And that ball is going to miss low. The 2-2 count for Owens. He takes a cut of practice on the outside of the box, steps in. Orr out of the windup. And ball a little bit inside and maybe a little high. Count is full. So Owens doing work here to start the game off for the Lions. And there's the pitch from Orr. And that ball looks like it might have missed a little bit to the outside, close to the plate, but the umpire said it's ball 4, so the leadoff man for the Lions is on, as Owens will occupy first base. Stepping into the batter's box is junior Brady Mormon. The Lions third baseman Waits for the first pitch. He'll have to wait a little bit longer as Orr throws over to first base to keep Owens close. On the year, Owens does have 18 stolen bases, so he is a threat to steal second base, and Orr probably knows that. Out of the stretch, Orr delivers the pitch. He's low into the inside for ball one. And Owens takes second base uncontested. That was a great jump by Owens. So he'll record his 19th stolen base of the season. And with no outs, the Lions have a runner in scoring position. Couldn't ask for a better way to start the game if you're Coach Brian Bearden. Mormon takes a hack at a ball that was a little bit low. Was able to foul it off to the right side of the field. Brings the count to 1-1. On the season, Mormon sports a .311 batting average. He does have 6 RBI, and he has a chance to pick up another one here if he can put the ball into play. Orr taking a while here on the mound. Getting the signs from his catcher. He's ready to go. He sets. Fires the pitch home. And he misses to the inside. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. Orr struggling just a little bit with his location here early. The first 2 batters the Lions have sent to the plate. And Owens, with a healthy lead over there at second, causes Orr to think about making a little move over there, keeping him honest. Nobody was holding him on. Orr out of the stretch, delivers the pitch home. Right down the middle. Mormon gets under it a little bit too much. And he's going to be retired as the ball is caught by the Tiger left fielder. So Kilby Roberts, the designated hitter for the Lions, will come up to the plate. Man in scoring position. That's Owens. 1 down. Orr still out of the stretch with a man on base. Delivers it home. Good pitch right over the heart of the plate. Roberts takes it for strike 1. Kilby is batting .308 on the year. Batting out of that 3 hole today. Hoping to put a ball in play and get the Lions an early run. That ball inside of the batter's box there. Robert has to duck to keep from getting hit. So as I mentioned earlier, Orr struggling just a little bit with his location here early in the top of the first inning. Owens with a good lead at second. He's going to bounce off a little bit as the pitch comes home, and Roberts fouls this ball back here toward the press box, making the count 1-2. So 1-2 with 1 out. Kilby Roberts, the Lions' designated hitter, with a man on second base here early in the ball game. Orr shaking off pitches. He finds one he likes. He sets from the stretch, and here comes the pitch. Roberts with a quick shortcut at that pitch. It kind of got him inside on the hands, but he's able to foul it away and stay alive. Count still 1-2 with 1 out. Score is 0-0 if you're just tuning in. The Lions' William Owens, the leadoff batter, drew a walk and stole second base, and he is there waiting for somebody to put the ball in play and hopefully get him home. Roberts pokes it out toward the shortstop. A pretty good play there by the Tigers. That's Drew Cates at short. Plays it on a hop, throws it over to first to get Roberts out. Roberts is able to advance Owens over to third. Now the Lions cleanup man, Brody Parsons, steps up to the plate. On the season, Parsons is batting .264. He does have 15 RBI. It'd be great to push that to 16 with Owens on third base. He turns on that Orr fastball a little bit too quick, though. Puts it out into foul territory just to the right of first base. So the next count 0-1. So it's 0-1 with 2 outs. Runner on third for the Lions. Facing the Tiger ace, Reed Orr. If you're just tuning in, Orr with a 1.19 ERA on the season and 11 appearances, 41 strikeouts. He's 8-0. And he's thrown 53 innings this season, which is the most on the Prairie Grove staff. Parsons able to put it in play. A good play made by Orr there on the mound. And the Lions will come away leading the man in scoring position. So we head into the middle of the first inning with the score 0-0. Again, the Lions had a little bit of a threat going there, but Orr able to put an end to that by retiring 3 batters in a row. At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Lion Letterman and GHSTV, bringing you this first round matchup of Gravette Lion baseball in the 4A district tournament. Our sponsors for this season have been faithful and loyal, really a lot of them since the beginning. Teasley Drug and Gravette, H&K Heating and Air, the Gravette Athletic Booster Club, After the Storm, Bank of Gravette, Arvest Bank, Hart and Soule Builders, and Dr. Ty Russell Chiropractic. Once again, thank you to our sponsors for making this a possibility and bringing you live baseball action from Gravette High School here in the first round of the 4A1 district tournament. On the mound for the Lions today will be sophomore Hunter Cole. Cole will be making his 9th appearance of the season. His ERA is 6.49. He's thrown 32 1/3 innings. He has 29 strikeouts on the season. He's had some moments of success. Seems like when he's been on the mound a few times, he hasn't gotten a whole lot of run support. But he has been the Lions' #1 pitcher most of the season. Coach Brian Bearden trots him out there on the mound today. You know, in postseason baseball, a lot can happen. And sometimes those lower seeds, like the Lions today, can come up and surprise one of the higher seeds, which is exactly what they're trying to do. Not a whole lot of wind today here, so that won't play much of a factor. Leading off for Prairie Grove will be their third baseman, Clay Fiddler, on the season. Fiddler, a .359 hitter. And once he gets on base, he is a threat to steal with 18 stolen bases. Facing Hunter Cole for the Lions, and here's the first pitch at the bottom of the first. Misses low and inside for ball 1. Cole from the windup. Fiddler swings and misses at that pitch. It's now 1-1. Nice fastball by Cole there. Fiddler skies one very high over to the right side of the field, and it's going to fall into fair play. The right fielder and the second baseman didn't seem to quite know who might be able to get to that ball. It was kind of in a weird spot, kind of a no man's land play. One of those things that should have been made. The ball fell maybe just 3 or 4 inches fair. And Fiddler stands on second base with no outs. And the pitcher, Reed Orr, comes to the plate for the Tigers. Orr, a .258 hitter. Cole throws that one behind the batter. Goes to the backstop. No chance for catcher Teichman to be able to get that ball. So 1-0 count on Reed Orr, the pitcher for the Tigers. On the season, a .258 hitter. He does have 2 home runs and 18 RBI. Takes a cut and fouls it back to the screen, making the count 1-1. Fiddler is the runner on third base for the Tigers. Cole steps off the mound. Sitting to my right is Gravette Lady Lions head softball coach Taus Jones, taking in the baseball action before the softball tournament gets kicked off today. Cole with a pitch that misses the plate just a little bit to the inside, making the count 2-1. Coach Jones, do we score that first ball in play an error? Yeah, I agree. He says a mental error, but not an actual baseball error. So Fiddler will get a double then for that. Or, in the meantime, takes a cut at a pitch and fouls it back to the backstop. It's 2-2 count. Cole steps back off the mound, taking his time. Wipes his face a little bit. Now the field umpire is basically telling him that he can't go straight from his face with his pitching hand to the ball. Got to watch the old spitball trick, apparently, in 2017. Cole shrugs his shoulders a bit. He steps back. He toes the rubber. And he's ready to go. Here comes his pitch. Orr slaps the ball out into center field. It's enough for the runner Fiddler to tag up, but a fine play made out there in center field by William Owens. Had to track the ball to his left a little bit. He almost came up too much on the ball, was able to reach up above his head and make the catch. So 1 down as Reed Orr is retired. However, he did get an RBI out of the deal on his sacrifice. Ball goes out to the short, fumbled around just a little bit, and the throw is going to be off the mark. So that's going to be a throwing error on the Gravette shortstop, Drake Short, who had a little bit of trouble on the exchange getting the ball out of his glove, probably caused him to rush the throw a little bit more than he wanted to. So with 1 out in the bottom of the first, the Prairie Grove Tigers have a man on first base. They lead 1-0. Gravette pitcher Hunter Cole. Really, there's been 1 hard hit ball out of the 3 batters that he's faced, as the Tigers cleanup man, Austin Gents, steps to the plate. Cole throws that pitch just a little bit to the inside. Gents is a .308 hitter. He has 17 RBI on the season, 2 home runs. On first is Cates for the Tigers. Takes his lead. Gents slaps that ball in the gap. Slaps in the left center gap. That's going to score Cates. Gents is going to hold up at second base with a stand-up double. He really got a hold of that pitch. Really no chance for the outfield. Just to take, really their goal there is just to take good angles and get the ball in as quickly as possible. That's exactly right. My unofficial color commentary from Coach Taus Jones. But a good point. This is a big park here at Gravette High School, 380 in center. What is it in the gaps, Coach Jones? 350? 345? So that much space in between the left field and center fielder. At that point, when you know the ball is not one that you're going to be able to catch in the air, you just have to really take a great angle to cut it off and to minimize the damage, which, as Coach Jones pointed out, they did a good job of there, keeping gents to just a double. Gotcha. I'm not sure if you've had a glimpse of the scoreboard, but as Coach Jones pointed out, because we are the lower seed, even though we are the host team playing on our home field, we are the visitors. And so the Lions that show 2-0 is actually Prairie Grove because of the way that the brackets and the seating is set up. Cole delivers the pitch. Goes off just the inside corner for ball one. Misses high with his second pitch for a 2-0 count. So 2-0 is the count. Gents on second base with the lead. It appears Cole misses high with that pitch to make it 3-0. Cole in the stretch. Here's the delivery. Well, at 3-0, you basically just have to ask that he throws a strike, and that's what he does. So with a 3-1 count, Cole will lean towards home here, get his signal, checks the runner at second. And he's going to miss low and away with pitch number 5 there in the sequence. So the first walk of the game issued by Hunter Cole puts runners at first and second for Prairie Grove with 1 out. So the score is 2-0. Hunter Cole has only given up 1 hit. A double to the gap in left center by Austin Gents of the Tigers. So now Cole's got to work himself out of a little bit of a jam here. The double play is still in effect and get the Lions out of the inning. Ball slapped over to the right side, the Gravette second baseman. Dylan Hendricks is unable to come up with a clean play. The ball goes out into the outfield. Gents will score from second, and that puts runners at the corners with only 1 down for Prairie Grove, with a 3-0 lead for the Tigers. So 2 errors in the inning by the Lions for keeping Prairie Grove in the batter's box. The first baseman for the Tigers, Cole Speed, steps up to the plate. Fouls it back behind. Hits the net. So Cole starts out ahead 0-1. On the season, Speed is a .230 hitter. Be a good time for a double play ball here for the Lions to get out of the inning and minimize the damage. Hunter Cole does a nice step-off move, but his throw is off. To the runner sliding into home plate. In the meantime, the runner on first advances to second. The runner at third scores, so it's 4-0 Prairie Grove here in the bottom of the first. Still with a runner in scoring position with only 1 out. Cole Speed at the plate, the first baseman for the Tigers. Cole checks the runner over at second, delivers the ball to the catcher. It's high and outside. for ball one. So a 1-1 count. Cole checking the runner again. He's going to step off the back of the rubber, keeping the runner honest. Right now, Hunter Cole just trying to keep the runner on second base closer to the plate here. Getting some instruction from the dugout. Gets back into the stretch, leans in, looks at, takes a sign, delivers the ball home. Appears to have missed high, making the count 2-1. Cole's had to throw a lot of pitches here in the first inning, probably more than you would want to see. The inning's been prolonged by a couple of fielding errors. Speed late on that swing, and that evens the count at 2-2. This is a big out here, a big batter here for Cole. Would be a big out. Misses low and away with that pitch, making the count full. The last thing you need to do in this situation when you're trying to stop a little bit of the bleeding is to put a 230 batter on with a walk. Look for Cole to give him something to at least swing at here. Rather good eye by Speed as Cole misses up high, a little bit above the letters. That'll put runners on first and second for Prairie Grove. Again, the score 4-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Coach Bearden comes out to the mound to have a talk with his pitcher. This call to the mound brought to you by the Bank of Gravette, oldest bank in Benton County, serving the needs of its customers since 1898. So Coach Bearden makes a move here because, you know, again, in this type of thing, this type of situation in the tournament, when the postseason rolls around, especially in the first round, if you lose, your season is over. So he's going to bring in a new pitcher. Coming in to pitch for the Lions is Keener. He'll be making his 7th appearance of the season. Keener sports a 5.69 ERA. He's at 16 innings pitched. So Keener will be brought into a less than ideal situation. Only one out with runners in first and second. Down 4-0 at this point. Head coach Brian Bearden, I'm sure, just needs him to help us get out of this inning without further damage. So Hunter Cole only faces 7 batters. Unfortunately, had 2 errors made behind him. He only gave up, I believe, still just the 1 base hit to Gents, who ended up scoring. But he did issue 2 walks. So he lasts a third of an inning here in the opening round of the district tournament. Coach Taus Jones mumbling some baseball strategy over here to my right. He has me mistaken for someone who is young and has great ears. So Keener faces his first batter of the day. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup, which if you follow much baseball, you know that in the major leagues, sometimes you will see managers bring out a left-handed pitcher in a situation just to face a left-handed batter. I don't think Coach Bridden has that luxury of such a deep staff as a Major League squad does, but it could possibly benefit the Lions. Ball fouled back toward the net behind the backstop, or by the backstop. That'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hold on, Coach Jones.
What I said is that I think Prairie Grove's got taken a good approach at the plate against Cole, but Cole really likes to throw that ball low and away, and they're hugged up on the plate trying to take that outer half away from him. They did a good job.
That's color commentary from Lady Lions head softball coach Taos Jones, brought to you by After the Storm Roofing and Restoration. Plenty more where that came from, folks. Coach Jones and his Lady Lions enjoying a first-round bye today as Keener rocks and fires towards home plate. Actually, that's a pretty good-looking pitch there by Keener, especially to a left-handed batter. Kind of locked him in there on the hands. The umpire says it was a little bit too far to the inside. It's a 2-1 count. The Lions still in a little bit of trouble here with runners on first and second with only 1 down. Timeout called behind the plate as Keener was taking a while to deliver the pitch. Keener sets in the stretch, checks the runner at second, delivers the ball home. Misses a little bit to the outside, and I'm not going to be one who criticizes an umpire here, but seems to have a really small strike zone here early on. That was a good pitch right there by Keener. One that if I were Prairie Grove's coach, I'd be upset if they called, but one if I'm Gravette's coach, I'd like to get the call on. So a 3-1 count. Keener sets, checks the runner at second, checks the runner at second again. Here it comes. Good pitch by Keener. Old fastball down the middle of the plate. Can of corn for the center fielder, Owens. And Keener does part of his job very well there. Getting a lazy fly ball to the center fielder. So 2 down now for Prairie Grove, who does still have a 4-0 lead with runners on first and second. So Keener not out of the woods yet, but he's a lot closer now than he was 1 pitch ago. Prairie Grove's dugout doing a little bit of chatter here. Keener checking his runner at second. He's going to step off the rubber to keep everybody honest. And we're ready to play ball here again. So 2 down, bottom of the first. Prairie Grove ahead 4-0. Runners on first and second. Gravette's Keener trying to get us out of some trouble here. Delivers the pitch home. High and outside for ball 1. Here's the delivery. Pretty good looking pitch out of his hand. I think it sunk a little bit too much on him, a little bit low. So 2-0 count here. Good hitters count for Prairie Grove. Prairie Grove bats all the way through the lineup here. In the bottom of the first inning is the 9-hole hitter. Digs in against Keener. Keener misses outside for ball 3. So I would assume he's going to be looking to take here. Keener struggling to find his location here against the 9-hole hitter. Keener's left arm hanging down to his side, checks the runner second, sets in the stretch. Needs to throw a strike here to keep the bases from being loaded. And he does. Paints the outside corner with a fastball. Makes the count 3-1. A little bit of a breeze blowing out on the field, but not too much. Keener delivers. Good pitch, straight away center field, and Owens has it. And Prairie Grove bats all the way through their order, scores 4 runs in the bottom of the first on 2 hits, 2 errors. And the Lions will need to come to bat in the top of the second inning, try to get some of those runs back. That's right. All 3 outs were recorded by William Owens, the center fielder, as Coach Jones just pointed out. The last 2 outs, lazy fly balls. The first one that was more hit on a rope. He was able to make a pretty good play out there on it. Coach Jones missed his calling with color commentary.
Yeah.
He is quite colorful with his comments. Coach Jones taking in a little bit of first day action here at the baseball tournament. He'll probably move over to the softball stadium here in just a few minutes, maybe an hour or so. Coach, I know we had to switch around a few things due to weather yesterday. Were you guys scrambling to try to get all the word out to everybody?
We were scrambling all day, just trying to figure out what we were doing, and then how we were going to manage the contingency plans with rain. And felt like I spent my entire day yesterday dealing with rain. But we got it worked out, I think. We got a good plan.
I know that all of the first round games will be played today, correct? Both baseball and softball. And leading off the top of the second inning for the Lions is Hunter Cole, who almost wore that pitch. Ball was really inside. Cole turns and avoids getting hit. So Orr's first 2 pitches are inside of the right-handed batter's box for a 2-0 count on Hunter Cole. Cole, a 196 hitter on the season. And Orr misses low there with his 3rd pitch. Cole staring at a 3-0 count. The Lions looking to perhaps get their second leadoff runner on in as many innings, and they do. As Cole, just like Owens in the top of the first, gives the Lions a leadoff walk. Son. Yes, he was. Reed Orr is Bart Orr's oldest son. Bart Orr, a former Prairie Grove standout in several sports, actually. So Orr puts a runner on first base where Hunter Cole will take a lead towards second. Kenton Teichman, the Lions catcher, steps in. Watches the ball sail just a little bit high and maybe a bit outside. Teichman, a .217 hitter on the season. Needing to turn on a pitch here. Advance Cole and get on himself here. Cole takes a healthy lead at first base. Takes a secondary lead as Orr paints the inside corner. It appears, Coach Jones, that the Lions hitters are kind of doing the same things that the Tigers hitters are doing and crowding the plate a little bit there, forcing Orr to either hit him or throw a strike. And as you mentioned earlier, the Lions have, instead of turning into the pitch to earn the first base through a hit by a pitch, they've kind of gotten out of the way here. Had an opportunity to put 3 runners on, getting plunked. But for the second inning in a row, the Lions put on their leadoff batter by virtue of a walk. And it's a called pitch out and it was called at a pretty good time, as Hunter Cole is thrown out by a good step and a half at second base. So for the second straight inning, the leadoff man getting on base is squandered, as the Lions are now with one out with nobody on and a 2-1 count to Teichman. And as Coach Jones and I have been talking about now for the last couple of minutes, Orr has been missing to the inside quite a bit so far today, and for the first time, the Lions are able to take advantage of that. Yeah, he did, right between the shoulder blades. But he's got one of those frames, Coach Jones, to wear pitches. And we're going to do a courtesy runner for the catcher. So that is the third free base awarded to the Lions by the Tigers ace, Reed Orr, who seems to be maybe just a little bit off on his location today. As soon as I get you a name and number for who the courtesy runner is, I'll let you know. At the plate, it's first baseman Dalton Cook. See if we can do a little bit of damage here with one out. Donnie Lemons is the runner on first base now. And Reed Orr misses again. Again, if that would have been a right-handed batter, had a chance to wear that pitch too. He's been throwing it into the right-handed batter's box most of the game. 2-0 count for Cook. Cook gets under that pitch, lifts it into a little bit of trouble there. And an acrobatic play that didn't appear to need to be acrobatic was made, but the out is recorded nonetheless. The Tigers center fielder, maybe the wind is swirling a little bit, Coach Jones, up above the light poles a little bit. Looked like he had a good track on the ball, but then ended up having to fall backwards and catch it behind him. Dylan Groover steps into the batter's box for the Lions. 2 down, runner on first base. He laces it just out of the reach of the Tigers' second baseman. Nice poke by Groover. So the Lions have had their chances with runners on base so far. So runners on first and second with 2 outs. It's the Lions' first hit of the game. And at the plate will be Keener. Seeing if he can help himself out here. And again, Orr misses on that same side of the plate. So 1-0 counts. At this point, Coach Jones, I think maybe you might even look at taking until you get a strike. The Tigers ace seems to be struggling a little bit with his location. That's right. Not to take anything away from Orr, but it doesn't seem like he throws with a whole lot of velocity. And it only hurts a little while anyway. Keener with a cut, a little bit under it, 1-1 count. That guy was a bum. For those of you listening, Coach Jones just referenced arguably the 2 best pitchers to come through Gravette, at least in the last 30 years. Mike Queen, who was drafted by the New York Mets in 1996, and Ethan McKenzie, who played 4 years of Division I baseball and a little bit of independent minor league baseball for a while. Orr still struggling with his location, misses again in that right-handed batter's box. Keener digging in here, can help himself out with a base hit. A base hit should score Lemons from second. Orr continues to struggle again, same spot, same location. So 3-1 count for Keener. Two down here for the Lions in the top of the second, trailing 4-0. And the ball misses low. So ball 4. So the 4th free base awarded by the Tigers ace, Reed Orr. Won by a hit by pitch. He was able to work his way out of a little bit of a jam in the first inning. Tigers hoping he can do it again. As William Owens, the Lions' leadoff man and center fielder, comes to the plate. And Orr is able to deliver a first pitch strike for the first time, I think, in several batters. Owens, who recorded all 3 outs in the bottom of the first inning for the Lions, looking to do a little bit of damage here of his own with a bat in his hand. He fouls that ball off to the right. So he's in a little bit of a hole here in an 0-2 count. But he did take that first pitch, which was something I thought maybe the Lions should do, and Orr made him pay by throwing it right down the middle. Can't fault Owens for that. And here's the delivery to the plate. Owens wraps it right to the third baseman. And it's an unassisted put out there by the Tigers' third baseman. Good hard contact by Owens. Unfortunately, is right at somebody. So heading into the bottom of the second inning, again, I'd like to thank our sponsors throughout the spring sports season. Teasley Drug, Arvest Bank of Gravette, After the Storm Roofing and Restoration, Dr. Ty Russell Chiropractic Clinic, H&K Heating and Air, Hart and Soule Builders, and the Gravette Lion Athletic Booster Club. Some of those sponsors have been with us since the fall, supporting all the things that Lion Letterman and GHSTV bring to you. So here in the bottom of the second, Keener will face the top of the order as the Tigers batted around in the first. The Lions hoping to put their fielding in the bottom of the first inning behind them as they made 2 errors behind Hunter Cole. Keener was able to come in and get 2 batters to fly out to center field. The Tigers still only with 2 hits, so they scored 4 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors in the bottom of the first inning. Yeah, it does. Coach Jones, if you weren't able to just hear, said that Keener's fastball is staying up here up high. It looks like it's moving a little bit, which is what you want. You don't want just a straight line from the pitcher's hand to the catcher's glove. So Fiddler, the third baseman, who just made the putout to end the Lion threat, will lead off the bottom of the second inning for the Tigers, who lead 4-0. Keener delivers from the stretch. Guess I should say from the windup. I caught him in the middle of that. Shoots the ball home, and he misses to the inside on Fiddler. The count now 2-0 on the Tiger leadoff man. My color commentary man has to leave. Nice pitch by Keener there that paints the outside part of the plate on Fiddler. 2-1 is the count now. We awarded Fiddler a double in the bottom of the first inning when he looped the ball out into kind of a no man's land in right field, just kind of behind first base. It hung up there just right and tailed just toward the line, and was a hard play to make for the right fielder. Dylan Groover was hustling to get there, and the second baseman, Dylan Hendricks, was as well, and it fell down, and he was able to get to second base. Fiddler was, and he loops another one into right center. Groover is there for the catch and the out. So far through 3 batters faced, Keener has produced 3 fly balls. 2 to center and 1 to right. And now the Tigers pitcher Reed Orr digs in. Orr stroked the ball out into center field. His last time at bat, it was caught by Owens. But it was a sacrifice by Orr as Fiddler was standing on third base when that occurred. Keener rocks and fires to the plate. Gets it inside. Orr turns on it. Sends it way up high. The Lions shortstop, Drake Short, retires Orr. So 4 batters faced, 4 fly balls for Keener. And the good thing is he's making pretty quick work of this inning. Get the Lions the bats back in their hands here, headed hopefully quickly into the top of the third. So the Tiger shortstop Cates comes up to the plate. He hit a ball at the shortstop the last time around. It was booted around just a little bit by Short, and then the throw was off to first base. Keener's going to miss to the inside. Two-0 count. And Keener's going to allow his first base runner as he hits Cates in the foot. So Cates will occupy first base with 2 outs for the Tigers. And stepping to the plate is Gents, who destroyed a Hunter Cole fastball at his last at bat for a stand-up double, which also was an RBI. I think scored Cates last time. But facing a different pitcher this time around. And he's going to foul this one straight back behind him, open over the press box. And Keener's out in front. No balls and 1 strike with 2 outs, trailing 4-0. Lions left fielder Brody Parsons a little bit deeper than he was the last time Gent stepped into the plate as Keener steps off the rubber to force Cates back into first base. So this is the 5th batter that Keener has faced here. Or I guess the 6th batter Keener has faced. Misses that to the inside. So this is the first game of the baseball district tournament. A high noon start. The next game slated to start at 2:30. That's an approximate time. Keener looks at the runner on first. He kicks his leg. The runner takes off. Gents turns on a ball thrown to the inside, and it's going to be foul along the left side of the field. One ball, 2 strikes is the count to Gents. Gents is 1 for 1 today. Came into the game batting .308. He now has 18 RBIs on the season. No doubt Keener knows he's a dangerous hitter. Wants to be sure not to give him something that he can drive. There's the kick and fire. And Keener records the strikeout as Gents, as Coach Jones mentioned earlier, Keener's fastball looks like it's got a little bit of movement on it late, and that's exactly what happened there. That ball appeared to be coming just to the outside part of the plate, and it tailed off to the outside to where nobody could hit it. Full Gents, and the first strikeout of the game is recorded. So Orr will come back out to the mound for the Tigers. He'll face Mormon, Roberts, and Parson for the Lions. Mormon flew out to left field his last time out. Kobe Roberts grounded out to the shortstop, and Parson a shot back to first base that was fielded by Orr. So all three put the ball in play. They'll see if they can this time get on base. If you're just joining us, the score is Prairie Grove 4, Gravette 0. The top of the third getting ready to start. If you're wondering when the Gravette Lady Lions softball team will take the field, they do not play until tomorrow. They have a bye because in the 4A1 softball conference, Shiloh Christian does not play softball, which means there's only 7 teams, which means the number 1 seed gets a bye to the second round, which are the semifinals, which means that the Lions get an automatic bid into the regional tournament. So Brady Mormon steps into the box to face Reed Orr from the Tigers. Orr throws that ball down and in. Mormon can't resist the temptation to swing, and he cuts over the top of it for strike 1. Orr delivers home. Mormon battles it, fights it off, goes back behind him, but now the count is 0-2, so he's got to really protect the plate here as Orr has his whole arsenal to work with an 0-2 count here. No outs, nobody on for Brady Mormon. That ball goes out to the outside, kind of an odd pitch. It started to float out, cut out to the outside. Mormon's able to get a hold of it a little bit. It deflects off of Reed Orr's glove and goes to the second baseman. So if you're scoring at home, that's a 1-4-3 put out, which I'm sure everybody watching at home has a baseball scorebook out and is writing that down furiously. The designated hitter, Kilby Roberts, laces one out into left field. A good play made by the Tigers left fielder to track that ball down quickly and get it in, but Roberts is standing at first base. And I just got a text from a loving viewer who said he wrote it down furiously, the 1-4-3 put out. So with one out, Kilby Roberts at first base has a nice lead towards second. Orr checks him. Tried to pitch out. Roberts was not going anywhere. Brody Parsons, the hitter. Last time up, Parsons hit it back toward the middle. A good play made by Orr. And Orr again missing to that same spot into the right-handed batter's box as he's been doing pretty much the entire game. Struggling a little bit with his location. So far it hasn't come back to bite him as the Lions have been unable to get anybody across the plate. Last inning they had bases loaded. In the top of the first, they had a runner on third. They've left 3 men in scoring position so far against the Tigers' ace. Orr chases Roberts back to first with a throw over. Prairie Grove donning the high socks today. And Orr is able to bring that pitch back over the plate there. A pitch that Parson would have had to have just taken where it's thrown. If he would have swung and made contact at that, you would have seen that probably go out into left center field somewhere. It's basically the same pitch, only a little bit more to the outside. Parsons unable to reach it. Now the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roberts on first base with 1 out for the Lions, who trail Prairie Grove 4-0. The hit count is now even, though, 2 hits apiece. And looks like a little bit of a change up there across Parsons up, who goes down swinging. That's the first strikeout for Orr, Tigers pitcher. Now up to the plate will be Hunter Cole, who started the game on the mound for the Lions. was pulled after 7 batters. He was able to draw a walk his first time at bat. And again, Orr misses in that same spot. Cole barely able to move out of the way. That would have gotten him in the kneecap had he worn that pitch. Roberts takes the lead on first. 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes to Cole. There's the pitch by Orr. Kind of handcuffs Cole there a little bit, but he's able to fight it off. But it goes back over the backstop to the right side. So 1 ball, 1 strike. The count is even now. Tigers trying to keep the Lions from getting anybody across the plate in this inning. Orr misses to the inside again. The ball kind of looked like it was coming toward Cole when it first left Orr's hand, but it was close to being a strike, too. Orr delivers the pitch home. And again, misses in that same spot. Orr, who's an excellent football player for the Prairie Grove team, is a pretty tough guy, mentally tough as well. Hasn't shown too much frustration with the fact that he's having some struggles with his location so far today. There's the pitch by Orr. Cole's able to pull it, but he pulls it foul. It's outside the third base line. So it's a full count on Hunter Cole. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Kilby Roberts is the runner on first base. Roberts was able to get a nice single out into left field. And that would have been ball 4 anyway, but it does nick Hunter Cole. And so for the second at bat for Cole, he takes first base. So he has a walk, and he's been hit by a pitch. So runners on first and second for the Lions, who have 2 outs. Trailing 4-0. Kenton Teichman, the Lions catcher, steps up. He wore a pitch the last time he came up to the plate. And if you looked at that and you thought it was a little bit inside, let me go ahead and point out that Teichman is hugging that plate. He's about as close as you can possibly be without standing on top of the plate. So that ball did paint the inside corner, although it was very close to him. And a pass ball as the Lions are going to advance. Both Roberts and Cole advance to third and second, respectively. So with 1 ball and 1 strike and 2 outs for the second straight inning, for the third straight inning, I guess I should say, the Lions have a runner standing at third base. Teichman, a .217 batter on the season, has an opportunity here to pick up 2 RBI and get the Lions to cut the lead in half. Again, Orr misses that same spot. 2 balls and 1 strike for Teichman. Roberts on third, Cole on second, 2 outs. They'll be running on contact. Here comes the pitch. Teichman's able to get it. If he could just get to first base, it's going to score a run, and he does, and the ball goes past the first baseman. A bit of a throwing error there on the Tigers as Teichman comes through. He has a hard hit ball to the third base side. Not fielded cleanly by the third baseman, creating an errant throw. And the Lions plate 2 runs here in the top of the third, making the score 4-2. Donnie Lemons will come in again as the courtesy runner for Teichman with 2 outs as Dalton Cook steps up to the plate, the Lions' first baseman. Reedor kicks and fires. Misses high and outside to the Lions' first baseman, Dalton Cook. Standing on first base is the courtesy runner, Donnie Lemons, 2 outs. Orr misses again into the right-handed batter's box, and that's going to prompt a visit to the mound by Prairie Grove's head coach. And that's going to be it for Reed Orr. The Tigers ace, who has struggled a little bit with his location today. Is that Fiddler? Thanks. Okay, thanks. Now pitching for the Tigers, number 20, Clay Fiddler. On the season, Fiddler making his 11th appearance. He has a 3.62 ERA, 27 strikeouts. He has issued 19 walks. He has the second most innings pitched for the Tigers, so he is what you would call their number 2. He has a 2-2 record of 38 2/3 innings pitched. Looks like he has a more over-the-top delivery than Reed Orr. In his first few warm-up pitches, doesn't appear that he has much movement on his fastball. But so far this season, he has proven to be quite an effective pitcher. I believe Orr moved over to second base. I wasn't quite paying attention when they made their personnel moves. So Fiddler will take the mound. There's a 2-0 count. He inherits 2 balls on the batter, Dalton Cook. 2 outs, runner on first base, and he misses low and inside on his first pitch, making it a 3-0 count. So this is a less than ideal situation for a relief pitcher, really. Coming in with inherits a count where you're behind the batter. Now it's 3-0, and Fiddler misses high. Cook will take first base. So the Lions, having quite a rally here with 2 outs in the top of the third, cut the lead in half just a few minutes ago on a grounder to the third base side by Kenton Teichman. Dalton Cook drawing the walk here. So Dylan Gruber, who last time up, had a nice poke over to the right side just past the outstretched arms of the second baseman, seeing if he can go 2 for 2. Nice pitch by Fiddler there as the ball tails out just a little bit. Can't blame Gruber there really for taking that pitch. Fiddler comes in, throws 2 straight balls. You got to make him throw a strike. Now Gruber should be ready to swing the bat. Should a pitch that he likes come close. Fiddler delivers that ball outside. So far, Fiddler struggling just a little bit with his location. Gruber steps into the batter's box with an opportunity to add another run to the Lions' top of the third. And he laces one out. It's going to fall over the outstretched arms of Reed Orr, the second baseman. And rounding third base and scoring the third run of the game for the Lions is Donnie Lemons, as Dylan Gruber comes through with his second hit of the game, this time an RBI single. And Keener, who has come in to the game for the Lions on the mound and has done a pretty magnificent job really through the first few batters that he's faced. His last time up, he drew a walk, although it was against the starting pitcher for the Tigers, Reed Orr, this time facing Clay Fiddler. That ball is low, as Fiddler struggling a little bit with some of his location here as well. Lions with runners on first and second, 2 outs. Top of the third inning here in the first round, the very opening game of the 4A1 district tournament. The host Lions trying not to go quietly. Keener again watches a ball drop low outside the zone. He's up 2-0. 3 hits for the Lions so far. Keener probably there on a design take would be my guess. Fiddler struggling to find the zone a little bit. It's up 2-0. Keener waiting for another pitch to come in as a strike. He should be ready to swing now if one comes close to the plate. He puts it right back toward Fiddler. It's going to be a little bit of a trouble if he can get there in time. And a nice play there made by the Tigers. But the Lions do some damage there in the top of the third inning, getting 3 runs of their own to cut the Prairie Grove lead down to just 1 run. So Prairie Grove's now up 4-3 as we head into the bottom of the third inning. We'll see if Keener is able to keep Prairie Grove at bay here. So far, he has faced 6 batters. He's gotten 4 fly ball outs, 1 strikeout, and has hit 1 batter. And unfortunately there, nobody was ready to pick him up coming out of the dugout as he was the last out. So he's going to have to hustle to get out to the mound to get him some warm-up pitches going. I've been joined back in the booth by the colorful Coach Taus Jones. Coach Jones, how's the field looking over there for the first round games after all that weather yesterday?
It really looks better than it's looked all year. I'm happy with it. We had to add a little water to it. It was a little dry, but it looks great.
For all of you listening, Coach Jones came out last night and read the grass in the outfield a lullaby.
I did.
To get it ready for today.
Yeah, I sang to it.
He's a great singer, too. We won't ask him to do it here on the broadcast today.
I don't like to show off.
Yeah, I'm not sure people could handle the smooth baritone.
Somebody's making a comment about a fat lady singing, and I don't want that to happen yet. So
We've already had one text from a loving listener, and it was one of the gentlemen you mentioned earlier today who told me he's scoring the game at home.
good.
We had a,
Do you know how to score a game?
I don't think he does. So Keener will come back out for the bottom of the third. He came in after only a third of an inning pitched by Hunter Cole to start the game. Keener's done a pretty phenomenal job since coming onto the mound for the Lions today. Pretty good pitch by Keener there, but it was a little bit outside. Make the count 1 ball, no strikes. Coach Jones, we got a few clouds moving in here. I kind of like the sunshine we had just a minute ago. Keener toes the rubber. Handcuffs the batter a little bit. He pulls it out in the left field, but it's an easy can of corn catch for Brody Parson. And 1 quick out for the Tigers. You know, Coach Jones Keener's come in here really in a pretty tough situation and done a pretty great job so far.
Yes, he has. He's done a phenomenal job. I know Coach Beard is glad to have him on the staff.
Misses a little bit to the inside there as the batter gets ahead with a 1-0 count.
One of the best things about Keener.
He's left-handed. There's a long fly ball out to the right side, but it goes out of play.
That is one of the best things about Keener, that he's left-handed, but the other best thing about Keener is that he is young.
That's true. Several young arms here on the staff for the Lions. Keener painting all sides of the plate here with some of his pitches, which is a good thing. Wade reached out for that one and pokes it out over the left side, foul. Wade's last time up, he hits it out to the second baseman where an error was made. But he's now down 1 ball, 2 strikes as Keener delivers the pitch. And he's going to send a lazy looper out into kind of the little gap between the shortstop, second baseman, and left fielder. Just kind of stuck his bat out there a little bit and got just enough of it to keep it out of the reach of the Lions defenders. So Speed steps up to the plate here. Speed's last at bat, he drew a walk. He was the last batter that Hunter Cole faced, actually. So Keener's first time seeing him. Keener with a really good first pitch, just off the plate, I guess, to the outside, the umpire says. So Speed goes up 1-0 in the count. Wade on first base here for the Tigers. Takes a nice, healthy lead. Nice pitch by Keener to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on Speed. So if you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning where Prairie Grove leads the Lions 4-3. We're in the bottom part of the inning because Prairie Grove is the host or the home team for this game because they are the higher seed. They are the 2 seed. Keener throws that ball on the outside part of the plate, and Speed's able to fight it off and send it out over the right side of the backstop. So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Prairie Grove with the runner on first base. Keener out of the stretch. Nice pitch by Keener, and he's going to ring him up. Coach Jones is like a prophet. Keener rings him up on a little backwards K on the inside part of the plate. Speed watches it go over. Some of the Prairie Grove fans are not super happy with that call, but as you know, Gravette fans will take it. So the second strikeout of the day recorded by Keener. Pearson steps up to the plate for the Tigers. His last time up, hit a high fly ball to the center fielder where Owens was able to track it down. I think he only had to take like 1 step maybe to his left to catch that ball the last time Pearson was at bat. Not a bad idea there by Keener to go to that part. Maybe just a little bit too much outside to fool Pearson. Prairie Grove's Wade stands at first base with 2 outs for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Tigers lead the Lions 4-3. There are 2 outs. Pearson stands at the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. That was a really good pitch right there, Coach Jones. A little bit of movement. The first baseman, Cook, calls it. And no damage done by Prairie Grove in the bottom of the 3rd inning as the Lions have a little bit of momentum on their side right now. Coach Jones, your Lady Lions have a day off as you guys earned a bye because you were awarded the top seed at Monday's seeding meeting, and because there's only 7 softball teams in our district, we get a bye into the semifinals. Some coaches would see a day off as a hindrance. How do you view things like that?
Well, you could see it as a hindrance. You could also see it as an automatic bid to the regional. So, there's good and there's bad to it. The bad part is we go in tomorrow not having played and really working, especially hosting the district tournament, not getting a lot of swings in. We got a lot of swings in yesterday at practice, but I'd rather be playing.
Coach, this year your team has they've really just kind of, I think, come out of nowhere on some people's radars. Those of us who know much about softball kind of had an idea we might be pretty good, but you guys are riding a 13-game winning streak. We'll talk about that here in just a second. As William Owens, the Lions center fielder, steps up to the plate. See if I wrote that down. On the season, I don't know. However, he's drawn a walk, he stole a base, and then he lined it out real hard to third baseman his last time at bat. So he's 0 for 1 on the day. Puts it in play again. Nice lazy hop for the shortstop. And Owens is retired. So one out for the Lions here as the leadoff batter fails to get on base here in the top of the 4th inning. Score 4-3, Prairie Grove. If you're just tuning in, the Lions scored 3 runs, I believe with 2 outs. All in the last frame. Nice fiddler from Prairie Grove misses. If you're just tuning in again, the fiddler is the second pitcher for Prairie Grove today, as their ace Reed Orr was pulled in the last inning after struggling to find the strike zone. And Brady Mormon hits it over again to Cates, the Tigers shortstop, who's able to retire a second straight batter. So Kilby Roberts, who kind of got the whole thing started the last inning with a shot out into left field. He had a single, ended up scoring a run. Steps up to the plate, his 3rd time at the plate today. He's 1 for 2. Fiddler misses low. Much to the chagrin of the Prairie Grove side, Shiloh Christian's baseball team has arrived. They're walking around in their socks and sandals, Bella Vista style. Fiddler misses again. I think that one was a little bit low. So a 2-0 count on Kilby Roberts, the Lions' designated hitter, who unfortunately had an arm injury earlier in the season. Kept him from playing in the field and from being the pitcher that he was for the Lions last year, but he's fortunately been able to hold the bat in his hand and has hit at a clip of 308 this year, 1 for 2 today. And he's going to be 2 for 3 as he takes an outside pitch, and he's got a chance to go to second on the misplay by the Tigers' right fielder. So that'll be scored a single. He takes second base on an error, as I'm not sure if the left fielder from the Tiger, who I believe is, I believe that's Jantz, maybe thought he was going to pop up and try to throw it to first real quick, but he misplayed the ball. Yeah, it was. So Kilby Roberts 2 for 3 on the day. Let's see if he's able to spark his second straight scoring flurry for the Lions with 2 outs. Brody Parsons, who last time struck out swinging, hoping to redeem himself this time. If he can hit the ball out into the outfield somewhere, the Lions can get a run across. Hopefully, Roberts has some pretty good speed and tie the game at 4 apiece. Fiddler checking the runner, a long check. And Parsons loops it over to first base. But the Lions are certainly putting the ball in play now. They've actually out-hit the Tigers 4-3. And Coach Jones, back to what we were talking about before the last inning started there. Your Lady Lions have won 13 games in a row, I believe, right? Am I counting correctly now? 13 games in a row. We're 19-6 overall. How do you keep focus of a team who is on a streak like that?
Well, right now the focus is on winning 1 game at a time. So I mean it's pretty easy to stay focused that way. We know that our next game is one or done. So And then there's a little bit of rivalry going on. We hope to see, one of these other teams from the 4A, and I'm not gonna name names, but there's a little bit of rivalry going on with softball right now. So that's keeping us pumped up.
That's true. So we have a little bit of a mixed conference going on now in both basketball and baseball, the 3A and 4A mix. I know Huntsville and Berryville, I can't remember if we played both of them. I think we did, right? Softball, we played both of them. I'm not sure how their side of what their mixed conference kind of plays in or how it matches up to ours, but I know it's always kind of nice to be able to see some new faces come over at least, not the same old, same old. I know it's going to be an exciting tournament. Should be a lot of folks here. How do you see, you don't have to make predictions or anything, but, how do you see, like, the teams that make it out of our conference in regional play? You think that we have a shot matching up with that Southern Conference?
I think Pottsville's definitely one of the teams to beat down there in that Southern Conference. But outside of Pottsville, I think we match up really well with that conference down there.
We'll get more from Coach Jones here in just a little bit as we're getting ready to start the bottom of the fourth inning. Keener still on the mound for the Lions as Allen for Prairie Grove steps in. His first at bat, he flew out to center field. Keener misses low there. Good scoop by Teichman. But Keener falls behind in the count early here, 1-0. If you heard that noise, it was not a torpedo launching from a submarine. It was the sliding glass window here in the press box as Keener drops in strike one right over the heart of the plate to even the count at 1-1 Wind started to pick up a little bit. Looks like it's coming kind of southeasterly. Allen shows bunt, tried to lay the bunt down, but because I think the ball actually hit him in the foot, but because he offered, never withdrew his bat, it's a strike. So 1-2 strikes on the 9-hole hitter for Prairie Grove. Keener ahead in the count. He kicks and fires, and my goodness. Almost got ahead of myself there. I thought that was strike three. Looked like it was right over the heart of the plate. I guess the umpire thought maybe it was a little bit too high. So an even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. If I were Keener, I might throw that pitch again. Looks like he does, actually. This time Allen offers at it. Nicks it behind toward the backstop, straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The score is Prairie Grove 4, Gravette 3. Both teams have been a bit sloppy in the field at times, as both have 2 errors. 4 hits for the Lions, 3 for Prairie Grove. Keener rocks and fires. There is no more inside line for the right-handed batter's box. If there were, that pitch probably painted over the top of it. Umpire says it's inside. He didn't like it for a strike. The count is full now on Prairie Grove's 9-hole hitter. And for the second straight at bat, Allen flies it out into center field where Owens will retire him. So this will be the 12th batter faced for Keener as he faces his adversary on the mound now, Clay Fiddler for the Tigers, who is the leadoff man for the Tigers in their batting lineup. Keener's going to kick and fire. Little off-speed pitch there, breaking pitch, barely misses. That was a good pitch actually to start out the pitch sequence. Didn't fool Fiddler though. So 1-0 is the count for the second straight batter. Fiddler's going to lift that one out to right field. Groover looked like he was a little bit crossed up at the beginning, but he's able to backtrack to his glove side and turn back around and make the out. And that's actually the second straight at bat for Fiddler against Keener that he's flown out to right field. He's trying to drive that left-handed pitch on the outside part of the plate out into the opposite field. He's been unsuccessful in actually driving it. So Reed Orr, who's now playing second base for the Tigers, steps up to the plate. The last time at bat, he popped out to the Gravette shortstop. He's 1 for 1 on the day. His first at bat was a sac fly to center field. Orr waggles the bat a little bit. There's the kick from Keener, and he's going to hit Orr right about the tailbone. Orr will be the base runner on first for the Tigers with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So Drew Cates will come up. Drew Cates, the shortstop, who's had an active day today. There's been several balls hit to him, 2 in the last inning by the Lions. Keener falling off to the third base side of the mound there a little bit. Probably not ideal there in terms of mechanics. Probably part of the reason why that ball drifted out to the outside part of the plate here. So Cates is 0 for 1 today. He grounded to the shortstop his first at bat, and there was a throwing error. Should have been out. And he was hit by a pitch his last time up. Orr takes a lead at first. Keener checks him, throws it high and outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes on the Tigers shortstop. Prairie Grove leads here in the bottom of the 4th inning, 4-3. I believe the last inning, the Lions left their 4th man in scoring position without bringing him home. Keener fires. It's going to be high and outside. So now Keener's starting to struggle a little bit with his location. The last few batters, he's struggled to bring it back toward the inside. And I think when he tried to overcompensate against Ord, he hit him right in the middle of the back. Keener dangles his left arm, checks the runner at first. He's down 3-0 in the count. Needs to throw a strike here, and he does not. So that's the second free base earned today by the Tigers shortstop, Cates. Teichman wants to have a little bit of a conversation with Keener here. And this battery conversation brought to you by H&K Heating and Air for all of your HVAC needs. Call Jeff and the gang at H&K at 479-366-1691. So the Tigers have 2 men on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Stepping up to the plate is a very dangerous Gents, who slapped the ball out into left field and might have gone out of just about any other park that these guys have played on this year. Keener throws a pitch to the outside. Gents is unable to put it into play. He fouls it out over the right side of the backstop. Gents' last at bat, Keener threw a pitch that appeared headed toward the middle, and it tailed off to the outside, and Gents was unable to reach it, but he did fan at it for a strikeout. Keener would like to retire Gents here without any damage, of course. Checks the runner at second. That's Orr. Delivers the pitch home. It's a high-quality ball there by Keener. Probably just a little bit outside, but in a good location in terms of where it is on the batter, chest to knee, that type of thing. Probably not a strike, but a good pitch. Keener's going to deliver. Paints the inside corner there on Gents. Some of the Prairie Grove folks don't like it, but I can tell you from sitting up here, that ball went right over the plate on the inside corner. Had a little bit of movement on it as it came from that left side of Keener's body toward Gents. Kind of crossed him up a little bit, I think. Might off-speed pitch might be good here. It looks like what he brought, and he's the same pitch. Not an off speed, but the same location, and Gents is caught looking. He's shaking his head in disbelief. But the umpire has been calling that pretty much the whole game. A little bit of chatter going on now between the two sides. Not the teams, but more the people in the stands. They don't matter, but a little bit of, hey, Blue, you stink stuff going on. So we'll head to the top of the fifth. Fiddler will take the mound again for Prairie Grove, holding on to a one-run lead. Coming up for the Lions will be Hunter Cole, Kenton Teichman, and Dalton Cook. Cole over today is actually 0 for 0 as he has been given 2 free bases, 1 walk, 1 hit by a pitch. Teichman was hit by a pitch his first at bat. His last at bat, he hit a hard ball to the third baseman who made an error. 2 runs did score on that. And Dalton Cook is 0 for 1, who he's flown out to center field, and he earned a walk his last at bat. If you're just joining us, it's the top of the 5th inning. The Lions trail Prairie Grove 4-3. Hunter Cole will lead off the inning for the Lions as assistant coach Mike Larson trots over to the first base box. As of right now, at least here after 4 innings played, you could have asked for a better first-round matchup. 2 teams fighting really for their lives. The loser goes home, winner advances. Fiddler delivers a first pitch strike over the heart of the plate. Hunter Cole watches it go by. 0-1 is the count. Fiddler rocks and fires. There's the pitch. Cole kind of handcuffs him just a little bit, and it floats out into right field, where Gents retires Hunter Cole. So Teichman's going to step into the box. He hit the ball hard his last at bat. And now for the second straight batter, Fiddler is able to deliver a first pitch strike, which if you're familiar with baseball and know anything about pitching, in my opinion, that's the best pitch in baseball, a first pitch strike. That ball kind of tails out and to the outside. Umpire didn't like where it ended up. Ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Teichman with 1 out. Lions trail 4-3. Top of the 5th inning. First round, first game of the 4A1 District Baseball Tournament. Teichman turns on a pitch. He hits it kind of in between the third baseman and shortstop. But Cates, who has been solid pretty much all day, is there to put Teichman back in the dugout. Dalton Cook steps up to bat. He's 0 for 1 today with a fly out to center field and a walk. Prairie Grove's coach comes out, realigns his outfield a little bit. Shades his center fielder more toward the left side of the field. And that ball is hit off the hands by Cook. And Fiddler catches it to retire the Lions' order. So we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Lions will now have 2 more chances to plate some runs to keep this game going. And by 2 more chances, I mean at least 6 more batters will step to the plate for the Lions. Hey folks, for all of your roofing and restoration needs, you should check out Lion Letterman's sponsor, After the Storm. After the Storm has been around for quite a while now, and they can help you with roofing, siding, painting, guttering, or other home improvement projects. They serve Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, and even down into the River Valley. If you need to get a hold of the guys at After the Storm, call 800-619-9753. That's 800-619-9753. So Keener, who's been pretty great on the mound so far today, he struggled a little bit with location last inning, put a couple of runners on. via walks. He has 3 strikeouts so far. Working from the left side over there. Mayan coming up to bat for the Tigers. Mayan is 0 for 1 with a walk. Last time at bat, he flew out to left field. It almost looks like he is standing out of the batter's box. He's way up toward the front of the box. No line is there anymore because of the fact that the majority of the batters in this game have been right-handed, but his left foot is awfully close to being right on that upper line of the batter's box. That ball will even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Keener rocks and fires, squares to bunt. He shows bunt. Apparently he pulled back at the last minute as the umpire doesn't say anything, so that's going to be a ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike. To Mayan. Keener throws the ball to the plate, delivers the pitch. Right down the heart. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's no outs. Prairie Grove's first batter of the inning, Silas Mayan. Lazy breaking ball misses high as the count is now full. I know Keener doesn't want to put the leadoff man this inning on base. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters will be up for Prairie Grove. Hendricks, the second baseman, has a beat on the ball, and he is able to track it down. Oh, he did get taken out. Thank you. That's Short, isn't it? Drake Short, actually, the second baseman there. So Keener retires the leadoff man. 1 out for the Tigers. As Wade steps in. A nice hard hit. Nice play by Short. That was what we call a worm burner. That thing barely got off the ground, all the way over to the second baseman. Good play made. And a quick second out here as Keener continues to do a great job on the mound for the Lions. Good first pitch to Speed. Speed was caught looking his last time at bat. He's 0 for 1 today with that strikeout. Earned a walk his first time up to the plate. It appeared to be the same location that we've been getting a strike call there on that inside part, but maybe a little bit too much to the inside. So Keener falls behind, 2 balls and no strikes to Speed. Nobody on. Lions still trail 4-3 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Opening game of the 4A1 Baseball District Tournament. And that appeared to catch Speed on the forearm. And if you are keeping track of this at home, I believe that makes, counting here on my little sheet, that is the 5th hit batsman of the day by the 4 Prairie Grove and Gravette pitchers. So with 2 outs, Speed is on first base for Prairie Grove. Pearson steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today, 2 flyouts. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup. behind that pitch. No balls, one strike as Keener starts out ahead of the 8th batter in Prairie Grove's lineup, Pearson. Catches him on the hand. Short's going to play it at second. Nice easy throw over to first base. Cook with the stretch, and that'll retire the side for Prairie Grove. So heading to the top of the 6th inning, and we've still got a really good baseball game here. Both teams battling for their postseason lives. Both teams know what's at stake. Winner moves on, loser goes home. And unlike the softball district tournament, the baseball conference does have 8 full teams. After today, only 4 will remain. All 4 first-round games will be played today in the baseball tournament. And tomorrow, both semifinal matchups and finals will be held due to the weather forecast for both Friday night and Saturday. As I tweeted out yesterday on Lion Letterman, if you ever want a guarantee of rain in Northwest Arkansas, just schedule the district baseball and softball tournaments. So at the plate for the Lions in the top of the 6th inning, you're going to see Dylan Groover, Keener, and Owens. Groover is 2 for 2 today with an RBI. He has 2 hits to the right side of the field. His last hit made it just out of the reach of the second baseman. And he kind of tries to do that again with an outside pitch. He fouls it off to the right side. He's down 0-1. Fiddler still on the mound for the Tigers. River kind of with a late swing there, maybe a late decision to swing at that pitch. Probably didn't think he liked it until it was too late. Not sure what he could have done with it anyway, other than maybe golfed it out into left field. No balls and 2 strikes on Groover as Fiddler kicks and fires from the windup. And a close pitch there. Prairie Grove wanted a called 3rd strike. They're not going to get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To the leadoff batter for Gravette in the top of the 6th inning. Gravette down 4-3 to the number 2 seed Prairie Grove Tigers. Groover's still trying to work that right side of the field. He's gone opposite both of his at-bats today, trying to stay alive. Fiddler working from the windup. He'll deliver the 1-2 pitch to Groover. Groover laces it. It looks like it could go in the gap. Groover's got speed. He should be able to at least make it to second base standing up, and he's going to. Dylan Groover with his 3rd hit of the day. He is 3 for 3. 2 singles and now a double. So the Lions have a runner in scoring position again, this time with no outs, which I believe is the first time since the 1st inning that we've had a guy in scoring position with less than an out. Shiloh Christian and Lincoln both on their respective sides of the stadium here, waiting for their game to start. They'll be the next game up. Keener, the pitcher, showing bunt. The first baseman flies up. He pulls back the bat. Didn't like the pitch. Ball 1. Lions, the 7 seed here, giving the 2 seed Prairie Grove Tigers all that they probably could have bargained for, more than they hoped for, I'm sure. Groover a third of the way to third base there. Keener has shown bunt twice now, pulled back both times. Didn't like the pitches. It's a 2-0 count. He's got a hitter's count now with a runner on second base and no outs. Lions trail 4-3, top of the 6th inning, opening game of the baseball district tournament. Speed, the first baseman, flies up again. He's going to be almost even with the pitcher. Fiddler can't seem to find the strike zone as he throws that ball a little bit to the inside, so it's a 3-0 count on Keener. I wouldn't be surprised to see him show a bunt here again with no intentions of actually keeping the bunt out since it's a 3-0 count. And that ball misses high and inside. To Fiddler's credit, that was a pretty good pitch for a 3-0 count. A lot of times the umpire will award you that strike just because it's a 3-0 count. This time he doesn't get it. So we've got Keener, the pitcher, for Gravette on first base. We've got Groover, the right fielder, on second base. There's no outs. The Lions trail by 1 here in the top of the 6th inning, and stepping up to the plate is the Lions' leadoff hitter, William Owens. We're going to have a quick timeout called by the Prairie Grove catcher, who's going to come out and give a lot of military hand signals to let everybody know what the infield play is. In these types of situations, when you've got runners on first and second with no outs and a team desperately needs a run like the Lions do, sometimes you'll see bunts laid down, and the infield needs to know the strategy that they need to take. Fiddler fires it over to second base. Reed Orr was there, the second baseman, to cover the bag. Owens is 0 for 2 today, but he has put the ball in play both times. Both times a pretty hard hit just right at somebody. We'll see this time if he can put it somewhere where they're not. He tries to lay down a bunt. A good effort by the catcher from Prairie Grove. If he'd have caught it, that would have been an out. That is definitely not what you want if you're Gravette. You want the guy trying to lay down a bunt to actually put the bunt in play on the ground to give your runners a chance to advance. That's why it's called a sacrifice. Fiddler's going to lick his fingers and wipe them on his pant leg. Owen steps in the box. Fiddler in the stretch. Runners on first and second. No outs. Lions trail 4-3. Top of the 6th inning. Fiddler fires it home. Owens had the bat out like he thought about bunting. A good pitch by Fiddler there to make the count 0-2. So Owens is going to have to battle here with an 0-2 count. If he can just put the ball in play in the right place, he could still advance the runners. Hoping to at least definitely avoid a double play ball here. Low and outside, a little bit of attempted trickery by the Prairie Grove catcher there, who tried to appear as if he had lost the ball. Nobody was fooled. So this game now nearing the 2-hour mark. Top of the 6th inning. Lions trail Prairie Grove 4-3. On the mound for Prairie Grove, Clay Fiddler, who replaced the starter Reed Orr. The Lions have 5 hits to Prairie Grove's 3. Both teams 2 errors apiece. At the plate, William Owens for the Lions. Nope. And they're trying another tomfoolery play. I kind of thought this is kind of a Little League style of action that we're seeing here. I've never been a big fan of this, but this is what we're doing apparently. Great job by Dylan Groover to not bite on this. William Owens still facing a 1-ball, 2-strike count with no outs, runner in scoring position. And he swings underneath the pitch for strike 3. Which again brings me back to why I don't understand why these types of trick plays are needed when you've got a pitcher who can throw strikes, as Fiddler has proven that he can. Just trust your pitcher. But for some reason, that's in their arsenal and they use it. Although this time it didn't work. So 1 out now for the Lions. Runners on first and second. Top of the 6th inning. Fiddler still on the mound for the Tigers. He's going to take hard glances at second base. He's going to look back at the catcher a few times. The bunt's going to be laid down. It's in a bad spot, but he might be able to. Brady Mormon lays down the bunt. He's going to get a single on that. At first, I thought it might be too hard toward the third baseman, and he would just be able to pick it up and step on third for the force out. But it died just enough before it got there. It ended up being an excellent bunt by Brady Mormon. And now Kilby Roberts, who is 2 for 3 and has hit the ball hard his last 2 at-bats, has a chance to put the ball in play and at the very least, let the Lions tie this ball game. That ball goes to the outside. No count on Roberts. Fiddler delivers the ball. He's going to hit it up the middle. The worst case scenario would be a double play. They're not going to get a double play. They're not going to get any outs. As Cates bobbles the ball, and he has actually been really solid today. I think maybe he was thinking double play a little bit too quickly, and he knew he could get out of the inning with that double play. And unfortunately for the Tigers, he's unable to make the exchange. And instead of 2 outs, they get no outs. And that error gives the Lions the run that ties it at 4. And Brody Parsons steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. 1 out. A chance again to give the Lions a lead. Fiddler takes a deep breath. He delivers the ball home. Parsons is going to drive it out into center field. It should be deep enough. And Parsons' sac fly scores Keener, and the Lions go ahead 5-4 here in the top of the 6th inning. What a turn of events from the first inning for the Lions, who were down 4-0 and have battled their way back here in the top of the 6th inning. A combination of 3 runs in the top of the 3rd and now 2 runs here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs. The Lions lead Prairie Grove 5-4. The 7 seed Gravette Lions ahead of the 2 seed Prairie Grove Tigers 5-4. And still with a man in scoring position and a runner on first base. Hunter Cole has a chance to do a little bit more damage here with 2 outs. Cole has walked. He's been hit by a pitch, and he flew out to right field his last at bat. Fiddler takes a deep breath. He delivers it home. Cole takes a stab at it. He sends it over the right side of the backstop for strike 1. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Lions have taken a 5-4 lead over Prairie Grove. The Lions have out-hit Prairie Grove 7-3. Hunter Cole started the game on the mound for the Lions. He had a rough go there in the first inning. Keener has since come in and been pretty phenomenal, keeping the Tigers at bay and off the scoreboard since his entry. Time called from the batter's box as Fiddler's taking extra time. Taking deep breaths, checking the runners at second. He's delivering the pitches from the stretch, obviously, with runners on first and second. 2 outs. Hunter Cole trying to put the ball in play somewhere to hopefully add to this Lion rally. Ball hit off the inside part of the bat, straight back over the press box. One ball, 2 strikes to Cole. Fiddler shakes off a sign. Comes set, checks the runner at second. Nobody's holding. There's the pitch to Cole. Hunter Cole doing a great job of battling off pitches. making Fiddler throw a lot of pitches here in the top of the 6th inning. What a rally so far by the Gravette Lions. Hopefully Hunter Cole can add to it here. He laces the ball. I think it's a little bit too high, and the left fielder is going to have a chance to camp out under it. However, the Lions score 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning and take a 5-4 lead over the 2-seed Prairie Grove Tigers. Gravette came to play today, folks. The 2-seed battling the 2nd seed, hosting the tournament. Not many people, I'm sure, gave them much of an opportunity. Even on Lion Letterman today in my baseball predictions, I didn't feel like we had much of a shot to win today, but they're proving me wrong, and I'm very happy they're doing so far. Back to the mound for the Lions will be Keener. So far, he's been pretty phenomenal. He's got 3 strikeouts. He's had tons of fly balls, lazy types of fly balls, not the kind that the outfield have to put a whole lot of effort into. Hopefully he can continue that and make quick work. He's had a couple of pretty quick innings. Hopefully this will be another one for the Lions, and they can come back and try to get another run or 2 in the top part of the 7th inning. If you're not familiar with high school baseball, they play 7 innings, not 9. So the Lions still have 1 more at bat left. Prairie Grove has 2. Prairie Grove has 6 guaranteed outs left, now trailing by 1 run, trailing for the first time today. That 6th inning Gravette Lion rally brought to you by our friends at Teasley Drug. For all your prescription needs and over-the-counter, see our friends at Teasley Drug. Special thanks to my GHSTV student crew here in the press box today. You can't see them, but they're dancing and giving thumbs up. Allen steps into the batter's box for Prairie Grove. Maybe now a little bit of pressure put on the Tigers, as they have not been behind until right now. We'll see how they respond. There's the kick and fire by Keener. Good looking pitch. The umpire says it's outside. Allen is the 9-hole hitter for the Tigers, also wears number 9, so it'll be 9-1-2 due up for Prairie Grove in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Keener takes a deep breath, delivers from the windup, trying to find the strike zone to get ahead. He does not do so on a second pitch. The softball tournament will be getting underway in about a half hour as Keener delivers. And for the 3rd straight at bat, Allen flies out to William Owens in center field. Keener just continues to give his defense easy outs. Can't ask for anything more than that right now. Fiddler, the leadoff man and the current pitcher for the Tigers, steps into the box to face Keener. Keener throws it away from him on the first pitch. 1-0 is the count. Fiddler has a double in his first at bat, and since then he has 2 fly ball outs to right field. The way that Keener delivers the baseball, it wouldn't surprise me to see him hit it to the right side of the field again. The location of his first 2 pitches, if it were somewhere where Fiddler could hit them, that's where they would go. Right now it's a 2-0 count. Keener needs to throw a strike here to Fiddler. He needs to be careful about where he throws it, as Fiddler can do a lot of damage. He's a .359 hitter on the season. And he hits it over to the right side of the field. It's in foul territory. If Cook can catch it, it's going to be an out, and he does. Reed Orr steps up to the plate. Orr, on the season, has been a pretty phenomenal hitter in terms of being able to make production. His average is not the best, but he does have 18 RBI. But right now for him, there's nobody on base. 2 outs. He ropes one to center field, but it does not go near as far as what it originally looked like it would. And the catch is made out there by Brody Parsons. And folks, we enter the final inning of play here in this opening round game with the Gravette Lions leading Prairie Grove 5-4. The Lions will send Teichman, Cook, and Groover to the plate. Groover started the last inning with a double ripped into the gap in left center. Teichman is 0 for 3 today, but he did reach on an error on a hard hit ball on his second at bat, which 2 runs scored. He's also been hit by a pitch. If you're just tuning in, it's the top of the 7th inning. We have passed the second hour of play here in this opening round game. The Lions trailed 4-0 until the top of the 3rd inning when they scored 3 runs. It was 4-3 Prairie Grove until the last inning in the top of the 6th when the Lions rallied and had 2 runs scored. And they now lead 5-4 here in the top of the 7th inning over the number 2 seed Prairie Grove Tigers. If you're wondering what happens should the Lions win, they will move into tomorrow night's semifinal matchup at 2:30. The winner of this game plays tomorrow at 2:30 against the winner of Pea Ridge and Gentry. The winner of this game also qualifies for the 4A North Regional Baseball Tournament, and their season will continue. The next game up after this will be Shiloh Christian versus Lincoln, and at 5 o'clock, Huntsville will play Berryville. Tonight at 7:30, Pea Ridge plays Gentry. There's the pitch. It's a little bit high to Teichman, the catcher. Teichman is a big guy. He steps into the right side of the plate, sees the pitch. He leans away from it a little bit. Umpire says it's just a little bit to the inside. I think maybe it might have been up, because it looked like it might have painted that inside corner that the umpire has liked so far today. Teichman up 2-0. It's a good hitter's count. If he sees something he likes and really likes, he can drive it somewhere. There's the pitch. Umpire says it's low. Fiddler's missing his spots. It's 3-0 now. The Lions are 6-13 this season, not playing like a 6-13 team today. Teichman watches strike one go over the heart of the plate, and he's still up 3-1. Standing in the first base coach's box is Lion letterman Mike Larson. Mike Larson, in the class of 1998, played a little college baseball himself for a while. Teichman drives one out into left field, but it's going to hang up, I think, long enough to make a play, and they do. It's a fly out to the left fielder. I just realized I haven't updated the Lion Letterman Twitter throughout this entire game. There's going to be media members all over Northwest Arkansas upset. Cook steps into the box. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk. Fiddler delivers the pitch. It was an outside pitch. Cook's able to get a little bit of piece of it. He sends it over to the left side. Foul. As I'm typing my tweet, I always have a hard time typing Prairie, because I don't know how to spell it. There's the pitch from Fiddler. Inside on the hands, but Cook tries to take a swipe at it. He's unable to put it anywhere, and so too. There's the pitch from Fiddler, and Cook takes a lazy swing at it. Didn't look too good on that swing. And that is a strikeout. So now with 2 outs, Dylan Pruitt steps up to the plate. He started it last inning with a double into the gap in left center. Can he get something started here again? He's 3 for 3 today. He's hit the ball hard his last 2 times up. Fiddler misses to the inside, ball 1. River takes a deep breath with one leg outside the batter's box. He steps in. Nobody on base. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Lions up 5-4. Fiddler slides one in on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. That's where the umpires liked it all day long. Fiddler should live there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Gravette's up 5-4. Top of the 7th inning. Opening game of the district tournament. River takes a swing over the top of a low pitch, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fiddler finding the plate a little bit more in the top of the 7th inning here. There's a really good crowd on hand as the game started at noon. I think some students might have saw it as an opportunity to maybe get out of class as Groover hits the ball over to third base. It took a weird bounce, and Groover is on. That will go down as the 3rd error of the game against Prairie Grove, but it doesn't matter for the Lions as it does put Dylan Groover on first base with 2 outs, and this is where a lot of things have started for the Lions so far today when there's 2 outs on the board. Keener steps into the left-handed batter's box looking to help himself out and add a little bit of an insurance run. It'd be a lot for his confidence if he can step back on the rubber up 2 runs instead of just 1. He takes a nice cut at a ball on the outside part of the plate and sends it over the left side of the backstop. Foul ball, strike 1. Apparently some guy over here, out of my view, just beast moded a foul ball with his bare hand. It's quite the topic of conversation in the press box. Unbeknownst to them, he actually took a bite out of the baseball. Here we go. Fiddler takes a deep breath, delivers it to home plate. Keener watches it go. Groover's going to have an uncontested stolen base as he pop slides on second. Groover now stands in scoring position, and he has the speed. With anything goes out of the infield, he can score and make it 6-4. Keener with a 1-1 count and 2 outs steps into the batter's box. Fiddler with the ball behind his back looks in. It's his catcher. He'll take a look back at Groover on second base. There's nobody holding him on. The shortstop takes one step toward. The ball goes outside and low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Keener is 0 for 1 today, but he has drawn 2 walks. There's the pitch. Probably got under it a little bit too much as it's a lazy fly ball out to center field, and Keener is retired. Hopefully somebody from the Gravette dugout will pick up their pitcher and take his stuff to the mound so he doesn't have to come back to the dugout. But we'll head into the bottom of the 7th inning with the Lions ahead 5-4, 3 outs away from advancing into the semifinals of the 2017 4A1 district tournament and a regional tournament berth. Dylan Groover has been up to the plate 4 times today and has been on base 4 times. Good on base percentage for Groover. Playing some warm-up music here as Keener takes his time getting up to the mound. He shouldn't need too many warm-up pitches. He's going to take a few as he delivers them into Teichman. It's the bottom of the 7th inning if you're just now joining us. The 7-seed Gravette Lions, the host of the tournament, are leading the 2-seed Prairie Grove Tigers 5-4. They're 3 outs away from a victory, 3 outs away from advancing to the district semifinals, 3 outs away from a 4A North regional tournament berth. The Lions have ridden the arm of Keener since there was 1 out in the 1st inning. The lefty has delivered. He has been consistent. He's been solid. He's been around the plate. He's gotten fly balls. He's gotten ground balls. He's gotten strikeouts. He's done a little bit of everything and gotten outs in just about any way you can generate them. The best thing is he's given the Lions a chance to win. And there's the warm-up throw down to second base by Teichman. Keener will see the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Prairie Grove. So if Prairie Grove is to have a chance, it will be up to Cates, Gents, and Maine. Keener's going to take a deep breath and just going to trust that he's going to keep doing what he's been doing ever since he came into the game with 1 out in the 1st inning. There's the pitch. He misses low and outside, ball 1. Cates walked his last time up. He was hit by a pitch the time before that. The last thing that Keener needs to do is give the leadoff man a free base. And again, another pitch that looks like it's right on the plate, but the umpire doesn't like it. He calls it a ball. It's 2-0. Keener behind in the count to Cates, the shortstop for Prairie Grove. That pitch tails back over the outside part of the plate. One of the advantages to being a left-handed pitcher. A little bit of movement on that fastball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Keener could make a living out there. Here comes the pitch. It's a fly ball out to center field. Owens has a track on it. He catches it as 1 out. Gent steps to the plate. He's had trouble figuring out Keener as he is 0 for 2 in his last 2 at-bats with a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking. His first at-bat, he ripped a ball into the gap in left center. Keener stays away from him on the first pitch, low and outside. Gents has been a pretty phenomenal hitter this year for the Tigers. Came into the game batting .308 with 17 RBI and 2 home runs. If he gets on base, he has speed, as he has 12 stolen bases. Keener's job is going to be keeping him off the base path. Here comes pitch number 2 to Gents. He paints that same part of the plate. I think it might have been a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes on the second batter in a row for Prairie Grove. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Gravette leads 5-4. A berth in the regional tournament on the line for both teams. What a play. Folks, what a play by the third baseman. Brady Mormon with the phenomenal play. I mean, phenomenal. He catches the ball on a rope on the foul line on the third base side and then fires a bullet to first base to get Gents, a speedy runner, out. There are 2 outs. The Lions are 1 out away from a regional tournament berth. Jeez. If the Lions hold on to win, that is by far the play of the game. And Keener drops in strike 1. Brady Mormon with a SportsCenter top 10 play. My goodness. Lazy fly ball to right field. If Gruber catches it, it's over, and it's over! The Gravette Lions are going to the regional tournament, upsetting the 2-seed Prairie Grove Tigers. Unbelievable game by the 7-seed. The Gravette Lions win their 7th game of the season and surprise everybody in the stands. And in Coach Brian Bearden's first year as the head coach of the Gravette Lions, they're going to the regional tournament. The Lions will play the winner of the Pea Ridge Gentry game that'll be held later tonight. Prairie Grove ends their season 17-8. Hopefully the live stream camera is still going so we can get some of the celebration. Grayson, is it still going? Good deal. The Lions shake hands, they slap hands, they say congratulations, and they're going to celebrate, at least a little bit. Still lots of baseball left to play. In true district tournament fashion, they have to get the dugout cleaned out for the next team, but the Gravette Lions are going to regionals. Not to sound like a broken record, but they're going to regionals with a 5-4 win over the 2-seed Prairie Grove Tigers. Thanks for joining, folks. Be ready for the rest of the Gravette Lions games, both softball and baseball, right here on the live stream.